The article that I've chosen this week to review is Challenges Faced by Students with Hearing Impairments. An overview of the article. The characteristics of children with mild hearing loss are in many ways similar to a hearing child than a deaf child's characteristics. It causes a number of serious problems that are linked to the inability to receive or express messages and thoughts. Due to its hidden nature, hearing loss can be devastating and traumatic because it is often mistaken for a learning disability. For most learners, having a hearing loss threatens their self image, manifests feelings of inadequacy, being abnormal, or handicapped. Children with hearing impairments are socially immature compared to children with no hearing impairments, and they have less positive ideas about themselves. It is a misconception that hearing impaired is limited in cognitive development. It has been proven that they are not delayed in visual motor perceptual functioning. It has been shown that deafness itself does not affect a person's intellectual capacity to learn. The main area affected is their ability to read, which lies heavily on the main language skills. A child's inability to hear impedes the learning of various socially accepted behaviors due to the inadequate acquisition of insight into what is acceptable and unacceptable. Research shows that hearing impaired children face problems acquiring and understanding more behavior codes because it's mainly through language that they are transferred. The inability to the inability to hear deprives the child of the most meaningful guidelines for modeling behavior. The concept of inclusion implies a sense of belonging and acceptance and promotes educational success for all students. The key factor in the inclusion of hearing impaired students is resource mobilization. There is a need to ensure that adequate resources are made available. This does not only refer to teaching methods and materials, but also to time available for instruction. Curriculum should include structured practices and organization within schools and the social relationship which students foster and sustain as well as what is taught. The way teaching takes place and the way students are organized for learning. Teachers need to be willing to adjust their practices in light of the feedback they receive from their learners with hearing impairment. The author references Bofin Beener's model that identifies four levels that influence children learning outcomes. The microsystem, which is the immediate context of the child, like the school, the classroom, and the home. The exosystem, which is about the outside demands that affect children. The macro system, which is about the cultural beliefs and institutional policies that shape individuals' behavior. And the ecosystem perspective, which indicates that the learning environment needs to be considered in light of the student's needs and include all aspects of the other systems, and each can influence the educational outcome. The author believes that understanding the importance of the environment can minimize the effects of a learning difficulty and enhance performance and self esteem. This article was very informative and places you in a mindset to reflect on your teacher practices and strategies you can implement to help students succeed. There was a lot of suggestions given to help students with hearing impairments that you normally wouldn't think of when teaching students with no hearing impairment. In an unsympathetic environment in terms of acoustics, the learning hearing aids will pick up and amplify every detail of sound. The noisier the environment is, the more likely that it is undesired noises will be amplified to the detriment of more important sounds such as the teacher's voice. Classrooms should be designed and equipped in such ways as to complement the personal and didactic needs of the students they are accommodating. There is a need to add carpets, window treatments, or coastal wall ceiling coverings to absorb sound and reduce noise from furniture scraping on hard surfaces. The classroom should be well lit to enable the hard of hearing or deaf students to speech read and read signing. The purpose of the varying accommodations is to level the playing field. In class, a teacher should try to speak slowly and clearly so that the students can easily understand the lesson. While teaching, a teacher should stand at one place so that they engage the attention of students with hearing disabilities and not to distract them with the constant movement. Teachers should encourage students to express themselves and provide activities for collaboration. With the proper care and instruction, children with hearing disabilities can have a positive and productive experience in any learning environment. Adaptations for students with hearing impairments include adapting the regular classroom materials, planning assignments and activities for hearing impaired students to be successful, providing individual instruction, extra time, and adapting the pacing of instruction. Collaboration between the general and special ed teachers is crucial in providing access to curriculum to all students. Besides communication problems, students with hearing impairments experience feelings of anger, frustration, and isolation depending on the environment. Learning is a process that happens under observable and ideal conditions, and the situations in which students are placed have great effects on them. Teacher attitudes on inclusion of hearing impaired students is an area filled with controversies and discrepancies. Appropriate training and support and resources should be available to avoid harm to the academic education of students. Inclusion of hearing impaired students is contingent on skills of teachers, the needs of the learners, and the availability of resources. Thank you for your time and watching this review.